What's goes happening, everybody? It's your boy Fares Muthana, and welcome to another great episode of Good Friends, Better Rivals. We're back off of a little hiatus.
About
We'll
damn
talk.
time.
Yes, about damn time, you know it. But we're back. We're talking. We're talking Cowboys. We're talking Giants. We're talking Combine. So I hope you guys are ready because I'm ready because it's been a great couple of weeks of football
Has it?
watching and well, no, not really. It's just we're just literally just doing combine stuff to be quite honest with you. But a lot of stuff has happened for the Dallas Cowboys though. In
Yeah.
that time, the New York Giants have only done one thing, and that's they're going to cut Bobby Okereke. So there's that.
Yeah.
But the Dallas Cowboys are doing more than one thing. So let's get right into the news. I'm gonna bring some news up to you, Caleb. I want your feelings, your opinions on it. Shout out to Jay. What's up, Jay? You guys are releasing Logan Wilson. You guys traded for Logan Wilson last year, but you traded a seventh round, 2026 seventh round pick, which is will be this year. So no muss, no fuss.
Yeah.
It is,
Basically, you just sent nothing. A guy that's probably not going to make your team.
yeah.
Um, for a guy who we thought still had something left. We tried to see
Mhm.
if he had something left. Turns out he didn't have anything left.
Exactly. And you lose a seventh round pick. It is what it is. What's up, Leo? How you doing? Then more news. This could affect your draft strategy. You has re-signed running back Javante Williams on a 3-year deal, 24 million.
So that's big
Uh,
news.
yeah, he gets 8 million per year after a season with Dallas. So this could be you could not you could make well you know what actually that doesn't stop you from drafting a running back in the draft. So
No,
you'd final
I wouldn't. It just doesn't make it a priority.
yes, it
If
doesn't make it a
there's one
priority.
there, we'll take him. But it's
Mhm.
not like we have to have one, which does
Yes.
definitely frees up things. And that's why I love it. That's why I love this signing. Obviously he proven that he was worth it. He had a great year,
Mhm.
very much a bounce back year from his rookie year. Um, you know, he
Well,
was
not his rookie year.
well, yeah, he's bounced
Yeah.
back from. Well, his rookie year was only his
He's
only good year.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He
That's
returned
what
to
I'm
his rookie
saying.
year
He's bounced
form.
back
Yes.
from what he was in his rookie year,
Mhm.
is what I meant by that. Because after that he wasn't really the same until last year,
Mhm.
which played really great. He was very solid.
Injuries, yeah, injuries have really ravaged him, but he had a good year for the Dallas Cowboys last year.
Yeah, and he's still young enough to have more good years.
8 million a year, 3 years. That's a pretty good deal for you.
Yeah,
So
it's under
yeah,
10. So
yeah.
anytime you get a starter like that who produces as much as he does, I say it's good. It's a good deal.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, definitely like that pick. Definitely like wanted Javante here. And like I said before, there's nothing wrong with our offense. There was literally nothing wrong with it. It was a top five offense.
Yes.
So there's not too much you need to do with that. Just keep it all together. Um, and then we'll still be pretty much the same that we were.
Mhm.
And that goes into trying to keep it together is the other news, which is franchising, when the franchise tag on George
George
Pickens,
Pickens. Yes.
which officially happened.
Yesterday or two couple days ago. The deadline passed on what was it Tuesday at 4 or Monday at 4? I think it was Monday at 4 Eastern. So 1 o'clock for us. So you've tied down two of your best offensive players last year. Running back doesn't make running back a priority. You can possibly take a running back in the draft. We'll talk about the running back prospects and the combine standouts in a bit. And then you got George Pickens, so now he's kind of with you. He's a fully guaranteed
Well,
deal.
that's still not a guarantee with if
Yeah,
he's with us, because we put the franchise tag on Michael Parsons and look how that turned out.
yeah, and then you traded him. That's
Yeah,
true.
so
That's true.
that's not a guarantee
Hey,
that
you
he's
do.
still with us. He needs to sign it. He needs
Mm-hmm.
to feel good about signing it, or he needs to feel good about getting a new deal done. Which I don't
Exactly.
know if that's going to happen anytime soon, because it never happens anytime soon with the Dallas Cowboys. They always drag their ass, and they don't get deals done. They don't think forward. They just wait and wait and wait. And especially it's with the same agent that Mike Parsons had,
David Mugalutha.
Mulugeta.
Mulugeta. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, my bad, David.
So yeah, so it could take forever to get this deal done. Like,
You know what's funny? You know what's funny too is like no other team has a problem with him. No other team has a problem with this day, but you guys have a problem with him. I don't understand. He's one of the most. He's one of the most. I'm not. I don't know if I
I
can
think
say
that's
top.
not the only guy we have a problem with. We also had a problem with Dak's agent too.
So, okay, you just have problems with agents of people you want to screw over. Okay, got it. Got it. There it is. You tried to screw over your two best players, and you
But they
couldn't do it.
lose. They lose on the deal.
Exactly. So that's why I said tried. They tried, and they didn't win either time. Speaking of trying and agents, Brandon Aubrey, there was a rumor. I'm not going to say a report because it wasn't, because I'll tell you why I said a rumor.
Well, I mean, was reported by a reporter.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it was reported by a reporter. I believe it's Calvin Watkins. I'm going to double check if it is Calvin.
I think he's with the Dallas Morning News, I think.
Let me see. Yeah, the Dallas Morning News, Calvin Watkins. He says, so 10 million per year for a kicker. Cowboys offered Brandon Aubrey biggest deal ever for an NFL kicker, but the specialist wants more. But
That didn't actually happen.
But in response, RJ Ochoa, who is, I believe, with blogging with the boys, I know that.
Cousin?
Yes, that's Caleb's cousin right there. Shout out to you, RJ.
Not really, but
No, we'll go with it. We'll go with it. Stop. He pointed out, 105.3 The Fan, the big station in Dallas, said they released a video saying Brandon Aubrey wants how much, and Brandon Aubrey's Instagram account responds with fake. He calls it out. He said it's fake. That's not true. That never happened. So the thing is, are we inclined to believe Brandon Aubrey or the reporter? I'm thinking I'm going more player, because why would a player outright say that's not the deal I want? Because that's probably a deal I would want if you wanted more. Because like we said last year, Caleb, when you crossed the 50, Brandon Aubrey was an automatic a threat to anybody. We said during the Cowboys-Giants overtime game, the Giants couldn't allow the Cowboys to cross the 50-yard line. They couldn't. And for two plays, they didn't. And then Shane Bowen decided to play off-man zone and allowed them to gain 6 yards with I believe it was the tight end, what's his face, Jake Ferguson. Yeah. And then literally Brandon Aubrey kicks a 63-yard field goal, ties the game up.
Which is why I don't mind if he's the highest paid kicker, because I do believe, in my opinion, I think he's the best kicker. But that doesn't mean the getting the best kicker money is nowhere near $10 million. It's about like 6.5, I would say. I think.
Yeah,
that's the top of the line market for the kicker. So that's nowhere near 10 million. That's about 3.5 million off. I do believe that the Cowboys did offer him that they did offer him the highest salary for a kicker. It just wasn't $10 million. And Brandon Aubrey says that he didn't ask for $10 million. Maybe he asked for 7.5.
Which understandable.
Yeah, but I mean, you're still just a kicker. I mean, I'm not gonna get too wild. I do think he's really important, but it's just how much do you want to pay a kicker? I mean,
it's true. It's a good point. How much do you want to pay? How much do you want to pay a kicker? Yeah, it's true.
I mean, there's a limit here. I mean, just to you, how much would you want to pay your kicker?
Me, I'll pay him. I'll pay Brandon Aubrey. I'll pay him $8 million. Because
really?
The Giants.
You think that's that important?
Well, have you seen the Giants special team unit? Have you seen them? Have you seen how horrible they are?
Are you gonna winning kicking field goals?
Shoot, why not? I don't win scoring touchdowns. So
well, that's sad.
That's sad, isn't it? But you're right. I'm trying to find. I found something like last night where it showed me each highest paid player um at each position. It was on ESPN, but I can't seem to find it. I don't know where it is. I'm trying to find it. It was here it is. Here it is. There it is. Found it. All right, I'm trying to go to let me go to kicker. So the highest paid kicker in the NFL, you're right, Caleb, is $6.5 million a year. But the full guarantees are 17.6 million. It's Harrison Butker.
Mm.
He's the highest paid kicker in the NFL. So that's the contract he wants more. He wants either you give him 7 or 7.5, but the guaranteed money is really what it is. If you can give him 6, but you give him more guaranteed money than Harrison Butker, he accepts it. Because at the end of the day, like we said here on the show all the time, when you see these contracts that say, oh, he signed 5 years, $300 million. And you're like, ooh, $300 million? Ooh, that's a lot. But then you see guaranteed 200. The contract is a 5-year, $200 million deal. That's what it is. Because you need to earn the extra $100 million through incentives, through passing. It's not guaranteed. The extra $100 million is not guaranteed. Josh Allen, his contract was $250 million guaranteed, but he has a $310 million deal. So he has 50 to 60 million that he has to fight for through playing good. So it's not guaranteed. So the contracts are a little tricky.
I mean, but after you get $250 million, I mean, how much more incentive do you need?
Give me the full 300, big dog. That's what I want.
Goodness.
That's what I want. I want the full 300.
I mean, what's it? 200.
Caleb, would you if someone offered you that, would you not be?
I don't think I would know the difference. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever in your bank account is what's in your bank account. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think you're even checking it at that point.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a good point, but still, man, you want all your money. You want all your money because I guarantee you, Caleb, your mindset would change if you got that money. You'd be like, I want all my money. I want my full 300 million. But yeah, so Brandon Aubrey, he said it's fake. So we don't know what the actual offer was. We don't know if Calvin was fed this or he actually found this out. Because the thing is, right, unfortunately, a lot of these reporters now, you can't really, are they a mouthpiece for someone or are they an actual reporter? So Calvin says he asked for $10 million a year. He could ask for it. That don't mean he gonna get it because his agent...
He's not even asking. Well, dependent, because obviously Jerry Jones likes to do business a little differently. He'll either deal with you as a player, or he'll deal with your agent.
Yes.
You choose. So we'll see who's actually making the deal here.
Exactly. I think it's his agent because his agent shared a video of him walking past the Dallas Cowboy RV because they were at the combine, and he says, going to talk to I think he said going talking to the big boss or going to talk to Jerry. So his agent was in Indianapolis ready to talk to Jerry. So I think his agent is operating that. His agent may have asked for 10 million, but you can ask for it. That don't mean you're going to get it. Then he may ask for 10. They may meet in the middle. Deal is done. Because you don't know what you're going to get until you ask for it. You know what I mean? Like, let's say you're a running back and you're like, oh, I want, 40 million. So you ask for 40 million, but you will settle for 30 or 35. You know what I mean? So you ask, you may not get it. Or you know what? Crazy situation, Caleb. You may get it. You may get it. You don't know. Because every year the cap goes up, right? So they pay you big time. They pay you big time this time, knowing that the cap goes up, so your contract means nothing when the cap goes up because now it's already outdated. It's like Patrick Mahomes' deal. They gave him that. You remember when he got that $300 million deal?
Yeah.
And then the cap went up, and then it was useless, and then he just kept getting topped by other quarterbacks. Like, Patrick Mahomes isn't in the top 5 most paid quarterbacks in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes, Caleb. Well, my bad. He's 5th at total guarantees, and he's not in the top 5 in year by year salary. That's Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott makes 61.6 million a
Well, that's
year.
changed now. He just
We restructured. We'll talk about the restructures in a bit. Yeah, but in total guarantees, Patrick Mahomes only makes 208. Joe Burrow makes 219. Dak Prescott makes 229. Deshaun Watson makes 230, and Josh Allen makes 250. You know what I mean? So Kansas City gave him the deal right away, knowing that they're going to save money in the future, and they have. They may have restructured here, and they've also restructured his contract as well. So there it is. But we
also
keep
the
going.
problem with signing a kicker is that you never know when they're going to hit the wall.
Yes, you never do.
I mean, you don't even. There's not even a reason.
They just suck.
Exactly. That's happened
No,
to
that
multiple
happened to
Cowboys
you.
kickers.
Yeah, Brett Maher. He
Now,
was
even before then, Dan Bailey was the
yes,
best Cowboys kicker ever,
yeah.
and then all of a sudden he sucked.
Couldn't hit the
Just out
bright
of
side of the
nowhere
barn.
for no reason.
Couldn't hit the bright side of the barn.
And he gets cut after the season. He sucked.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. You're gonna sign this guy for a bunch of money, and you just never know. You just never know when he's gonna all of a sudden start missing kicks, and because you don't know what's the reason. Like, why does he just lose confidence? Just not hitting the ball right? Like, what is it? You don't know,
Yeah.
and they don't even know sometimes. They can't even get it right.
Yeah, because okay, so I remember last year, right? Our kicking situation. Graham Gino gets hurt. Young Hoku, not very good. And then we signed this random dude named Ben Sauls, this lefty, random dude. You're like, who is this kid? He didn't miss a kick. He didn't miss a kick. I think he went 100% last year. He may have missed one, but I think he went like at least like 90% to 100% last year. Some rando, Caleb, some rando off the street came in play. Like, I was like, what? Some rando off the street, bro. And sometimes randos be the best kickers. Shout out to Cowboys fan for life for subscribing. We appreciate that. So, like, you don't know, man. Brandon Aubrey could suck next year.
Yeah.
He can miss every 60-yard field goal. He may not be good. Funny enough, right, Caleb? Your statement I just said, right? Oh, he can miss every 60-yard field goal. Like that's how good he's been.
Yeah.
60-yarders, you're like, he can make this. He can make this. 55 plus, you're like, I think he can make this. Most kickers, you don't say that. You know what I mean? Most kickers, you don't say that, right? You just like, oh my God, he stinks. He can't hit a 45er. He's trash. But I'm saying, bro, Brandon Aubrey.
I mean, it's being a little more common than it obviously has previously.
Well,
I mean, it's now, even so common that in the UFL they made it a 4-point play now. That 60 plus is 4 points.
We may have to get back on that UFL grind. I don't know.
But they literally made that rule because they recognize that kickers are so good now that 60 that should be rewarded by kicking a 60 plus because teams do it.
There's actually a change, right? So kicking balls, right? The balls they use for kicking, they keep them all week. Back in the day, it was, I think you get it like a day before or day of. I don't know what the rule was. Now it's the kickers and the special team unit. They have the footballs all week. So I don't know what they're doing to them. Shout out to them, but it is what it is. But we keep moving on. Some defensive philosophy changes. Or should we go to the contract restructurings?
No, either one.
Contract restructurings is pretty quick, right? Adam Schefter said Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Tyler Smith have had their contracts restructured. It created $66 million in cap space for the Dallas Cowboys.
And we're still over the cap.
That is what it is.
Well, we're still making more moves, still making more restructures. That's just the initial wave of restructures here, and I think we talked about that before about them having what moves they could do and having what that could mean, how much that could save us. So yeah, there's still more moves to be made, more restructures, so we can get under the cap and have money to go into free agency. And I mean, once again, Jerry Jones comes out and says that he's going to be, more aggressive this offseason, try to make moves. But we've heard that before when he said all in, and that obviously got all headlines in previous seasons. And then it's like you didn't do crap, and then you said you went all in. Well, we didn't see it, so you just never know when he says something like, "Oh, we're gonna make moves or be aggressive," because it can turn out to be nothing. Um, but yeah, they obviously made these restructures to get under the cap, so we have money. And if he's serious about going in, I mean, I don't know what that actually means. It could just mean like get one guy and spend money on one guy, one big free agent, or make one
Mhm.
big trade and get a bunch of other, mid guys. Um, that's probably what I think he means by that. So I think that's why they do these types of moves, or that's why he comes out and says it. Um, that obviously we're on. They obviously tons of reports are coming out that we are interested in Max Crosby. Um, Obviously, it's not just about the trading for him. We also have to pay him. So obviously, we have to get on. We have to have some money to do that. So maybe he's talking about that. That's why he says he's going to be aggressive. Um, and it seems like the Raiders are just holding out for a bigger deal than we're willing to give them.
Oh, exactly. No, because I think there's a bunch of out there, right? Because I believe Dallas is there, Baltimore is in the mix, and you're right, man. It's like Trent McDuffie, right? The Rams traded a first, I think a third, and a fifth, and the next year's fifth for him. But then they also had to pay him
Yeah,
because the Rams philosophy is picks are picks. They're unknowns. They're unknowns. We don't know. We don't know. But I do know Trent McDuffie. And I've always thought about that. I always myself, right? I'm like, yeah, exactly. Why not trade for the established player that you already know
and
is
it
great?
makes sense when you have a quarterback who's older, who's
Mm-hmm.
still really good. Obviously, he just won MVP,
Yes.
so he's still playing at an MVP level, but he's
Yes.
older. But you can win with them, so you need to win now before he gets too old and
Exactly. But
move
also
on.
too, Caleb. But also too, it's how good he is at his job, right? Because he may not have had a first and second round pick, right? You're like, oh, he doesn't have a first, but he still finds players in the draft. Kobe Turner, Byron Young. You know what I mean? Like, and then he also signs certain players that were released from certain teams, and he signs them like Nate Landman. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, the one year they had a first round pick, they drafted Jared Verse, and in the second round they drafted Braden Fisk. I mean, so they bolstered that defensive line. So, you know, they he knows what he's doing. He knows my first round pick could be an all world superstar. Could be.
but you
But
can
Matthew,
guarantee
you
yourself.
can't guarantee exactly. You can't guarantee it. So, but I know these other teams value this stuff. So I'm gonna go get their best players for the first round pick
And,
because
it,
they'll
and
because they'll think,
it's because they value it because they don't have a quarterback.
mm-hmm.
So they need the team to build around their non-good quarterback,
Well,
so
this is
they
the
can have a good
Chiefs.
team.
It's the Chiefs.
Well, even just them. I'm just talking about other teams. I'm not just
Yeah,
specifically talking about the Chiefs.
yeah,
But even in the Chiefs situation, they need more. Obviously, they had
yeah.
Patrick Mahomes last season, and it didn't work very well. Even before he got hurt, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because they didn't have a good enough team,
Yes.
and so they value it because they don't have the team.
They also want to have a lot of these players on cheap deals
Yeah.
because they want to pay Chris Jones, Patrick Mahomes, right? They want to pay them the money. So if they have, because their receiving core injuries, arrests, disappointment, I mean, and then here's the thing, man. Let's talk about it. Travis Kelsey's old. He's old. He's pretty old.
Which it seems
So
like they value more the inside than the outside because they moved on from Tyreek. They moved on from every corner
yeah,
that they've had.
exactly.
Uh,
Legarius Sneed. They sent Legarius Sneed to Tennessee.
yeah. So, I
You know what I
mean,
mean?
I guess they just don't value their outside either on defense or offense. They just care about the interior.
Yeah, because I think the Tampa Bay Super Bowl kind of haunted them because of what happened at that offensive line. They need to keep that offensive line intact. But the thing is, then they traded Joe Thuney to Chicago. So I don't understand that. But they did re-sign Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey. So Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey are there. They need some other pieces on that offensive line, but it is what it is. But shout to restructurings, $66 million in cap space. That was on February 28th. I want to see. I want to see when Javonte Williams signed his deal. He signed his deal on February 21st. So yeah, so that took some cap space from it, but we'll see about that. But now
Well,
let's talk.
usually the when you first sign your deal, it's not that big of a hit. It's usually
Yeah.
because they're all mostly backloaded.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, a lot of the time when they initially sign, it really isn't that much of a hit.
It hits you later. That's why they get cut most of the time. But then, well, now let's talk about Caleb. Something very, very near and dear to your heart as a former defensive end. Your defense with Christian Parker. Christian Parker was the former passing game coordinator of Philadelphia, correct?
Hmm.
So he's coming in. I want to make sure I got that correct because I don't want to disrespect the man. Yes, he was the passing game coordinator and defensive backs coach for the Philadelphia Eagles, and he was also the defensive backs coach in Denver. So he was with Patrick Surtain. So if it's how much do you respect those units? Do you respect those units enough to think he's a good coach? I personally think the Philadelphia back end is pretty damn good. It's pretty good. You know, you have Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, you had Darius Slay, you had Reed Blankenship. At one point you had Chauncey Gardner Johnson. Then they kicked them out again. So I truly believe that units are pretty good, and that's a good coach to hire. His philosophy. Shout out to you for putting this in the chat. You're switching. You're not going from a 4-3 no more. 4-3 is out the door. You're switching to a more of a base 3-4 in 2026. And then he wants to use multiple by utilizing 4-3 spacing as well as a 4-2-5 nickel packages based on personnel. But that's pretty much what the NFL is doing nowadays, right? They're running 5 DBs out there anyway,
Yep.
right? The slot corner, the nickel corner, it matters.
But it might be like you said. We've talked about the running game coming back and
Yeah.
teams running the ball. So maybe it switches to where they are more base defenses now.
Mm-hmm.
To help counter that.
Exactly.
Um,
You have 3 hog mollies in the middle. The 3 big dudes.
yeah,
You have tackle, nose, tackle, and then the 2 edges that are also linebackers, and the
yeah.
2 inside the middle linebackers,
Well,
right? So
that
you
that was
have
my first thought. Is like, when the hell did we get all these linebackers that we can run a 3-4 defense? Like,
yeah.
we barely had any to fill a 4-3, and then all of a sudden we got all these linebackers out of nowhere. When the hell did that happen?
Well, speaking of that, the 2 linebackers that will be edges, outside linebackers in the system, is Maurice Liufau and Donovan Ezeraku.
Yeah.
Ezeraku's probably going to use his
Which is
speed.
good because he's a lighter guy. Anyways,
Yeah.
he was extremely
Yeah.
light for a defensive end.
Yeah, because when I would watch Cowboys games, when I would see him off the edge, 41, right, big 41, but it wasn't big 41. He got gobbled up a couple of times by certain tackles. He didn't adjust. He didn't use his hands well. He let them grab him. If you're a speed guy going against tackles, you can't let them grab you. You can't let them touch you at all. You got to use hands. You got to be violent with them. Try to break a forearm. You got to be violent, and you got to dip. Can you bend and dip? Sometimes that stuff's not, you can't teach that. You can't teach the dip. That's instinctual. And sometimes, some defensive ends just don't have it. That's one thing I think you can't really teach defensive ends. That dip, where you can dip and then, get skinny around the corner. That's what makes Myles Garrett so freaky. Because you look at Myles Garrett and you're like, oh, he's a big dude. He's 6'5", 285. But that brother can dip. He can dip and then, dip and rip. Ezeraku, can he dip? That's the problem. I didn't see a lot of dipping from him, but hopefully, he gets better. But Maurice Liufau, he was a special teamer mostly, and then he played some inside linebacker.
Yeah, I think it's better for him. He could just
Yeah, he's also a smaller
He can use his straight
linebacker.
speed instead of
Yeah,
having to. I think that's why he wasn't as good as middle linebacker, because a lot of instincts weren't great. A lot of the chasing wasn't good. So
hmm
now he can just focus on getting to the quarterback.
Yep. Yep.
I think that'd be much more suits what he can do. Even though he was pretty good in college, they thought that because of how he played that he could fill a role, but I guess can translate. I guess. But yeah, as far as the inside linebackers, we have like one. Like who
Mhm.
else do we have? I mean, we just thought like we just mentioned earlier, we got rid of Logan Wilson. I don't know Sanborn no more, and we got Overshown. That's it. Who
And
the
there's a
hell else
and
we
there's a
have?
report that Overshown may be on the block, but that's a rumor. But so it's not a fact. It's a
I,
rumor.
I have no idea who you're gonna put in there for inside linebacker, what depth you're gonna have, and that's what I'm talking about when I say we're gonna go after like mid guys. It's probably gonna be the linebacker core where they're gonna go after those type of guys, unless it's the draft. I mean, obviously you're going to talk about the combine and how many good
Well,
defensive players were in there. And if, obviously if we get a guy that falls to us and we can get that linebacker, okay, then I feel a lot better about the situation. But as right now, the inside linebacker just scares the hell out of me because we don't have nobody.
let's talk about it, Caleb. Let's talk about the draft. Here, the NFL Combine. Let's go to linebackers. Shout out to linebacker. The 40-yard dashes. It put a lot of people on notice, especially one person and one person only. It was on the linebacker day. I think which was the first day. It was linebackers and defensive linemen. It was the Sonny Styles show. It was the Sonny Styles show. He's in the thumbnail. He was the standout of the combine. 4.40. He had a 1.56 split, 43.5-inch vert. His broad jump was 11.2, which were records, Caleb. His vert and his broad jump were records for players who are 6'4" plus. He stands at 6'5", 225 pounds, or 250, I think. He broke those records for the men of that size. He didn't do the 3-cone. I don't believe he did the 3-cone. No, he didn't. And then he didn't do the 20-yard shuttle because he did do the 20-yard shuttle. He did 4.26. That's where you kind of want the 20-yard shuttle, like around the 4.2 under. Clay Matthews once ran it at 4.18, which is pretty good. For DBs, you want 4.2. So when a linebacker is running 4.26 on the 20-yard shuttle, that's pretty good. Jacob Rodriguez ran a 4.19 on the 20-yard shuttle. So that's someone else you could be looking forward to. So Sonny Styles, so he didn't do the 3-cone. Bench, he didn't do the bench because he's like, whatever. It was the Sonny Styles show, man. It was the Sonny Styles show. I tell people all the time, right? So I have the draft order here, but people were like, if he doesn't go at 5, Sonny, I'm talking about Sonny, I don't see how he gets past 12. Because if he falls to 12, which is you, and you don't take him, you need to fire whoever runs your first round stuff. Is it Will McClay or is it Jerry?
Will McClay. He does a lot.
Then I'm sorry, like with all the goodwill Will has done, you need to fire Will McClay. Because you have a like black hole of a problem there. I know it. You know it. Your dad knows it. My grandma knows it. Your grandma knows it. Everybody knows it. Middle linebacker is a problem in Dallas, and not a good problem. The problem, the bad problem. If Sonny Styles falls and he falls to 12 and you don't draft him, that's not okay. He's the best inside linebacker in the draft. Luke Kuechly, I'm not saying he's going to be Luke Kuechly. That's not what I'm saying. Luke Kuechly went 11th, draft position-wise. So you taking him at 12th isn't egregious with draft value positioning. I don't care about that stuff. You draft what you need. You need inside linebacker. Huh?
We took Parsons at 12.
You took Parsons at 12. You know what I mean? You need inside linebacker. This is an inside linebacker. You're not going to make an edge because you need it more than edge. You go Sonny Styles. If he doesn't go at 5, and he falls to 12, because I don't know anyone between 5 and 12 that needs an inside linebacker. Probably Cincinnati, but they did draft some rookies last year. Demetrius Knight, but they may sign him. You know what I mean? But they may sign. So like you should be the last barrier for him. If he falls after 12, you guys are stupid. But from 6 to 11, they may draft linebacker, but they may draft other things because some of them need, offensive linemen, some of them need corners. So you don't know what's going to happen from 6 to 11. But 12, you need to go linebacker. Straight up. Straight up. That's all I got to say. Because you're not getting Arvell Reese. He's probably going top overall because they may make him an edge like they did to Michael Parsons.
I think if any of these guys, top guys, fall, we need to take them. That's how empty the talent is on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, this got to be just heavy. I mean, I don't like you said, we could get a running back here if one falls, but honestly, if every single one of the picks is a defensive player, I'd be happy.
Yeah. Because these are the two, or you could do edge, because you also need edge, right? So at 12, you may go edge, and then later on in the same draft, you go CJ Allen, the linebacker out of Georgia, because your second first round pick is 20. So you have 12 and 20. That's what you have. You could go Sonny Styles, and then an edge player at 20. But who at 20 you're gonna get? You could get T.J. Parker, maybe Akeem Mesidor, possibly,
or Max Crosby,
or you trade that for hey, that's true. You trade that for Max Crosby, or you go at 12. You go edge at 12. You draft the Auburn kid Keldrick Folk or Ruben Bain Jr. if he falls, because they keep talking about his short arms. And then you go linebacker at 20 with CJ Allen. So you there's a multitude of picks you can do. Here's the thing, that's the question. That's the question.
The answer
What's
is yes.
the bigger need? What's the bigger need? The answer is both, Ryan. 12 and 20 should be inside linebacker and edge. It doesn't matter which one you pick first. Those should be the first two picks. Either you go edge at 12, linebacker at 20, or linebacker at 12 and edge at 20. Those are the two picks, bar none. Jerry says you need to take Jerry out back if that happens. Exactly. You need you.
Well, that already needs to be. It happened anyways.
Yes. So the plan, Dallas's plan is simple. You pick the best possible linebacker or edge at 12 and 20.
No corner. You wouldn't think about a corner, man.
But
that's how most people have. Most people have the corner going to us at 12.
Which one? The Tennessee kid?
I forgot which one, but I always see cornerback mocked to us.
Yeah. Mansour Delane.
Yeah.
And then, but also two of the Tennessee corners, Colton Hood and Gerard McCoy. McCoy has coming off of an ACL injury, so I wouldn't touch McCoy. Colton Hood, you may draft him, but yeah, Mansour Delane, I get it. But you can also wait to draft corner in the second round and draft.
Yeah, I don't think we have a second round.
You don't have a second round pick?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
We traded that for Quentin Williams.
Yeah, the second and the first.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, then I would have told you to draft either Davison Igaboson or Avion Terrell in the second round. But
we don't have a third round. We traded that for George Pickens.
Yep. Yeah, you're screwed. You need to hit on these first two picks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why the Max Crosby doesn't seem too bad, because at least you know that's still for sure thing.
Yeah, it's true. But then the thing is, we have here is Caleb. Thank you for pointing out. Corner. You need a linebacker. You need an edge, and you need DBs.
Well, that depends on what we do in free agents.
Yeah,
if we can get a good guy, then.
How often do you sign new free agents?
Never. Exactly. But that's the thing. I mean, he's talking about getting aggressive. Then get aggressive and sign someone for big money.
We'll see. We'll see. Um, I think that's pretty much all the Cowboys news we have.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah, pretty much that's it. Combine reactions. Do you watch the combine, Caleb? Is that a thing for you?
Yeah, I mean, I have it on the background.
Yeah. Anyone caught your eyes?
I mean, everybody who ran extremely fast. So I mean, you could
Yeah.
literally see everybody. Every single group was the fastest guy ever.
Well,
Um,
that's yeah. So shout out to I understand that right. So shout out to Daniel Jeremiah. He pointed out something very quickly.
because
He's
nobody
like,
runs. Everybody who runs slow is not going to run.
exactly. He said all the slow guys are not running, so that's why it's the fastest overall for every position. Is that the slow guys aren't running because they're like, why should I run? I'm slow. So exactly, you're slow. Don't run. You know what I mean? Use your football instinct. Ryan says, what's the asking price for
Two
Crosby?
first.
Two firsts. Two firsts. But that's the thing, right? Is it one of the first this year and you're gonna throw first next year?
No, that's why the Cowboys aren't doing the deal until they accept our. We're giving you. Obviously, we're going to give you the first. Probably going to give you the 20th, and probably whatever else.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to be a player or whatever. It's going to be something
So
amongst.
so they're asking for two first, but you said the
We're
Cowboys
not
won't
going
be.
to do two first.
You're not gonna give two first. Gotcha.
Otherwise, the deal would have been done by now.
Exactly. So
Um,
yeah, man, a lot of these receivers, man, a lot of receivers I don't know or like haven't seen on like the lists of top receivers. You know what I mean? Um, Jordan Tyson, Carnell Tate, Omar Cooper, Malachi Lemon, Casey Concepcion, Denzel Boston. Okay, I know about Zachariah Branch and Chris Bazell the second. I'm not touching no Tennessee wide receiver. Screw that. After what they did to me. But yeah, man, a lot of them ran some good times, some 4.2s. Xavier Thomas, Brennan Thompson out of Mississippi State, Xavier Thomas, LSU. You have Deion Banks, Oklahoma. Then you have another Cincinnati kid, Jeff Caldwell, 4.3. Alec Pierce is another Cincinnati kid who's a free agent on the market. So either you draft Alec Pierce or you pay Alec Pierce or you draft an Alec Pierce clone. Trey Lance's brother, Bryce Lance, was a receiver. Zachariah Branch, like I said. Then you have Eric Rivers, DeJounte Spalding, like a lot of 4.3s, man. Not a lot, but here's the thing too, right? It's crazy, Caleb. We're looking at 4.4s now for wide receivers. A tad bit slow.
slow.
Tad bit slow. But back in the day, when you said
4.5 was good.
yeah, back in the day, 4.4 speed was like, oh, he 4.4 speed. He damn good. So we have a bunch of 4.4s still there. They're still pretty good. So be on the lookout. I mean,
Was there like a sub 5 offset lineman?
Yes, I think. Let me double check. Wait, O line. Yeah. Logan Jones 4.49, Spencer Fanu 4.91, Max in Hank in Hinekar 4.9, Jalen Farmer 4.9, Monroe Freeling 4.9, Jaeger Burton 4.9, Enrique Cruz 4.9, Parker Balesford 4.9, Caleb Lomu 4.9. That's insane, man.
I mean, I don't know how much you need them to run the 40
That's
yards,
insane, man.
but I guess they'll be great in when they have to pull
When they pull and they're running upfield as a locomotive.
as a lead blocker. I would
Yeah,
say, yeah,
man,
okay.
it's insane, bro. It's
They'll be
insane.
running right next to the running back, and,
Yeah,
taking out whoever.
exactly. Yeah, man, it was cool. I was really looking at the defenders. So Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs didn't participate, so I didn't see him. He was flagged for potential degenerative knee issues, and like something happened to his meniscus. So that's something to look out for. But also too, someone may have leaked that to ruin his draft stock. So smoke screens. It's lying season, Caleb. It's lying season. From the combine till the draft, believe no one. Fact check everything. Believe no one. Fact check everything. You know what I mean? That's what you need to do because they be lying out here. And someone may take a shot on some of these receivers that are quick in the third and fourth rounds because I don't know who it was. It was one of LBHT's members where he said the 40 is the NFL BBL where you like it could be fake, right? Like it's fake, but you still look. That's what happened with John Ross. You're like John Ross. I don't know if he's a good receiver. I don't know. Oh, 4-2, 4-2. Oh, snap. Xavier Worthy. Oh, we know about Xavier Worthy. He has some drop issues. His route tree may be a little iffy. Oh, 4-2-1, 4-2-1. Oh, snap. You look. Some team is gonna look at Brennan Thompson, who ran 4.26, and think,
Well, you would think that they could just, run in a straight line and just go deep
yeah,
and just win every route like that,
yeah, but that
It
doesn't that
doesn't
doesn't
it doesn't
happen.
it doesn't work out that way.
It
Like
doesn't work out that
because
way.
I mean, hypothetically, okay, they're faster than the guy in front of them. Why can't they
hmm
just outrun him?
While the guy in front of him is going backwards. So the guy in front of them is going backwards, probably sideways, but you're running in a straight line. You should beat them.
Yeah,
But
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 then
no.
you don't see the safety over the top, and
Yeah, exactly. The safety's over the top, trying to protect the deep ball, and yeah, just
then it
and
just
and the
then you
burner.
actually have to figure out how to get open, and then
Yep.
that's why it doesn't work out.
Yeah. But also too, let's go to the running backs, Caleb, because I'm not saying Javonte Williams isn't a good. He shouldn't prevent you from upgrading it. So there's a couple running backs who ran some good times. Jeremiah Love 4.36. He won't be there for you because he'll probably be gone. Mike Washington Jr. He had a good run. Um, Jadarian Price, the other Notre Dame running back, ran a 4.4. So we'll see about that. Jam Miller out of Alabama, he ran a 4.42. So we'll see about how that, you do that. Three cone. Not a lot of people are doing the three cone in the shuttle because they wait for their pro days to do that because the three cone and the shuttle, they're big for defensive tackles and defensive ends because you're trying to teach bend. You're trying to teach bend. So they train on that. So we didn't see a lot of people do that. A lot of people didn't do a lot of the drills. A lot of them did the on-field workouts. That's what I really watch. I want to see flip, I want to see hip movement. Can you flip your hips? Can you go side to side? Can you stop on a dime? Can you keep your feet underneath you? A lot of the kids, linebackers and DBs, they were trying to anticipate the drill. They didn't run out the drill. They tried to anticipate it. So they tried to jump in front of the instruction. So just follow the instruction. If he says slow, pedal, churn when he says churn. Don't anticipate it. Just do it. Listen, read and react. Read and react. If you can anticipate it, cool. But read and react first because you got to get that down pat. You get read and react down pat, then you can do the anticipation. What's good? Pay the bills. How you doing? So I watched a lot of the on-field drills. It was pretty cool. And some of the offensive linemen, it's a good offensive lineman class. If you're looking to, I believe it's Terrence Steele. He's a cut candidate. He's a candidate. I'm not saying you're going to cut him, but people have been saying he's a cut candidate. If you want to replace him, you have some offensive linemen in this draft. You can replace him at right tackle in the second round. That's someone to be on the be somewhere to look at. But without further ado, I think that's pretty much it.
You didn't talk about the Giants at all.
Well, the Giants haven't really done anything, right? So the thing is, here's the big thing about the New York Giants. They cut their inside linebacker, Bobby Okereke, or they're going to cut him. It's one or the other.
Was he good? Was that or
He
just the
no,
Giants were bad?
no, he regressed. So his first year with us with Wink Martindale, he was pretty good. He forced fumbles. He fit Wink's scheme. Wink leaves. He deteriorates under Shane Bowen. Either he wasn't a scheme fit. He also, he was beaten badly a couple times by running backs. He over pursued. He didn't take good angles. Those are not scheme dependent. Those are you dependent. Flowing towards the ball. He didn't look good. He looked slow. And you know what? Inside linebacker, you wanna upgrade. So you want to upgrade. Tremaine Edmonds was someone we wanted, but he ends up going to Chicago. But we signed Bobby Okereke, so he's a free agent now. So we'll see if we sign him. Also, too, that's what I'm saying. If we get Tremaine Edmonds and we get Sonny Styles with Micah McFadden, that's a good trio right there. But also there's Leo Chanel, who's better on the open market. So there's a multitude of ways to go. Second report was we were the final two teams for Trent McDuffie. Apparently it was us and the Rams. Which cool. We need DBs. We need corners. We need corners.
Worse than the Rams do.
Exactly. So being in on Trent McDuffie, cool. But then it reminded me of something, Caleb. You know how like our Ravens fans always say, "Oh, the Ravens were interested. The Ravens thought about it. The Ravens were there." Could this be, "Oh, the Giants were interested. The Giants were there."
I mean, you do have their former head coach.
Exactly. So you're starting to realize who was running the show in Baltimore. Oh, we were interested in Trent McDuffie. Okay. They wanted a first-round pick. We weren't giving up 5. Okay. Well, and they probably wanted this year's first-round pick. So that's probably why they beat us out. Because Les needs like, you can have 24. I don't care. You can have 24. Because I think Les Snead thinks, if I can trade a back-end first-round pick for a proven NFL player, I'm fine with that. Because who can I find in the 20s as good as Trent McDuffie? No one. I think Trent McDuffie's better. Us, we have 5. We weren't giving up 5. So I think that's where it was a little, we walked away. But yeah, linebacker. But here's the thing too is, apparently we're interested in Kenneth Walker somehow, which is hilarious to me, right? Because I saw a tweet by Paul Schwartz. He said, "Oh, John Harbaugh." Let me bring up the tweet. Because it made me laugh, big dog. It made me laugh.
So you don't think they're actually interested?
No, because he's Paul Schwartz. He says New York Giants are going to run the ball. That's John Harbaugh's vision for the offense. That's why they have interest in Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker. And I said, yeah, the head coach that decided to bench Derrick Henry in the fourth quarter against New England while he was torturing them is hell-bent on running the ball. Okay, buddy. Literally, you're hell-bent on running the ball, but you bench Derrick Henry in the fourth quarter of a game that you could have won when he was beating the Patriots? You end up losing that game because he doesn't play in the fourth quarter. So you're hell-bent on running the ball. You want to pay big money for a running back who is fresh, but never, so there's that. So he never had the full, Brian pointed this out to me, the full running back share, but he's fresher.
He won't do that with the Giants either, though.
Yeah, what do you mean?
I mean, he's going to split with Scadaboo.
And Tyrone Tracy Jr.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, Caleb.
So it would be a perfect fit.
No, but his thing, Caleb, you could then you pay big money for that. Why not just draft another 4th-round running back like you did with the other 2 running backs? You drafted Tyrone Tracy Jr. and Cam Scadaboo. Why not draft a third one? Why not draft Mike Washington Jr.? You add some speed. You add some speed to the 4 of them. You have a Thunder, Lightning, and I don't know what the third thing is. I don't remember. So why not do that? Why waste money on Kenneth Walker when you can find another running back like you? Because Cam Scadaboo was a 4th-round pick. Tyrone Tracy Jr., they're both 4th-round picks. Hold on, are they both 4th-round picks? Let me double check.
Something like that.
Something like that. It's like 4th, 5th-round picks. So Cam was in the 4th round. Tracy Jr. was in the 5th round. So a 4th and 5th round pick. So you found 2 running backs in the 4th and the 5th rounds, but then you want to pay money for a running back who's 26, yeah, but you want to pay money. Why not just find another one in the draft? Why not find another one? Why not use that money and get a linebacker that you need? Use the Kenneth Walker money for Leo Chanel, for Tremaine Edmonds, and match him up with Micah McFadden. Micah McFadden, back-to-back 100 tackle seasons, led our defense in TFLs before last year where he broke his foot. Why not match him with them? You know what I mean? Why do that? Reallocate your money. Or you take the money you're about to pay the running back, you give it to your right tackle. Or you give it to another guard that you want to upgrade the position in. You save $9 million by cutting Okereke. You give that money, you re-sign Cordell Flott, you re-sign Jermaine Illuminor, you get a linebacker, and you just draft another running back in the draft. So why do you want Kenneth Walker? What's the point? When you have 2 4th and 5th round running backs that are solid-ish, and you just draft another one. And if you're like, oh, we want speed, okay, get one of the speedy running backs. Get Mike Washington Jr. You know what I mean? Get one of them. Look at the combine list. Look at who ran the fastest 40 and be like, give me that guy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Why not? You don't need to pay Kenneth Walker that money. It makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. That makes no sense. That's why the Giants have done nothing. They've done absolutely nothing. They've done absolutely nothing. You're right, pay the bills. He wants his guys. And I guess Kenneth Walker is his guy, which I don't know. So we'll see. Yeah. So, yeah, that's why I haven't talked about the Giants, because the Giants have done absolutely nothing. They've done nothing. They've done absolutely nothing besides tell us they're interested in players. So we'll find out. We'll find out if they do anything. All right, Caleb, that does it for us. Where can people find you, big dog?
You can find me right here on this channel, Doing Good Friends, Bad Rivals. I guess whenever you're available. But you can also follow me at NFL Caleb 22 on Instagram and Twitter, such X. And yeah, go follow me.
Yep. Yeah, as you can find me here. We usually do it at 5 o'clock. I apologize. Had to do it a little earlier. Got to go to work. So be on the lookout for that. I believe, let me double check next week. Let me see if next week we're doing the regular time. Let me check for you.
Well, there'll be a lot of more free agent news.
Yeah. Next week, original time, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern.
Definitely be some signings by then.
Definitely be some signings by then. Today, I won't be on it, but today on our sister channel, Rewatchers Council, Angel join Rob Snark and Brennan as they talk season 2 episode 16 Epiphany for Angel. So, but unfortunately I won't be on there. But yeah, you can find me here on the sports channel, usually Fridays, 5 o'clock Pacific usually. But 12 o'clock on special days when I got to work. So be on the lookout for that. We're gonna start doing that. If I got to work on a Friday, we're gonna do it at 12. And if I don't, we'll do it at the regular time at 5. So be on the lookout for that. We appreciate the support. Hit that like, hit that subscribe if you like this conversation. So be on the lookout for that. So we're going to be doing more videos. So thank you. Stay safe. We really appreciate the support. Have a wonderful time, and we'll see you guys next time.